But we were strangers before that to each other. So how did it happen so that we came together? Yeah, we created something beautiful. And this product of our love, our children, can create the same type of beauty and love with other people they don't know, or rather they didn't know previously, and they could have just called strangers. Yeah, easily could have labeled them as strangers. Hello, beautiful people. How do you know? How do you know that you're beautiful? Well, because you exist, because you're alive. Yeah. By default, beautiful. By default, good. Many people believe that they're not good, but just thoughts, just emotions, just unworthiness coming from family. Yeah. Mom, dad, grandparents. When we were kids, we didn't do something as they expected us to do it. We didn't meet their requirements or expectations. And we became unlovable. They didn't want to hug us, give us money, give us food, let us play. They would ground us. Yep. It's true. It happened. For some people, it happened like big time. For some people, moderately. For some people, it didn't happen almost at all. And there are also those people for whom it didn't happen at all. Blessed people, I would say. But hey, they had their own lessons, their own experiences. They had to go through their own stuff, which we don't judge. There's no better or worse here. It's just as it is. Yeah. And if we start from here, we would see that we are already united, because there is nothing to disunite us, because we are. And if we unite with this that you are and I am and everybody is, we can only find similarities then. We can only find inspiration. We can only encourage and support each other. We can only enjoy, live together here, right now. So this topic about everybody being able to be your family. Because what are families? Let me give you an example. I was speaking with my grandma a few years back, and she was talking about the mountains and how much she loves the mountains in the country where she's from. And I was asking her, but have you ever been actually in other mountains? How do you know that you don't love those other mountains as well? Or even more? Like, there is nothing wrong with that. And she was like, no, because those are our mountains. Okay, so you haven't seen other mountains, but because those are our mountains, basically the only mountains that you've seen, those are the best ones. Interesting. So I thought to myself, okay, I understand. There is a story, there is a narrative. Usually this is propaganda in the country that we've been brought up in. In every country, the propaganda is very much the same. Just the name of the country differs. The flag, slightly the culture, color of skin. Essentially nothing much. But for the story to have some impact on our psyche, there are those narratives that have been created. We are such and such people. This is our country. That's how it is. Well, but that's not how it is. Honestly, that's just not how it is. We're all humans. And we also spoke about family and how other people are strangers, that we cannot treat them in the same way. And this was a great analogy, like with the mountain, like our mountain, other people's mountain, our family, other people, strangers, yeah? And it was such a great metaphor in the moment, and I thought about this. All right, so the mountain, the family, So what about my grandfather? Who was he to you before you met him? And in my mind, I was having the same idea of how there is something or somebody we don't know, and we treat them as a stranger, as an alien in a sense. Yeah, we don't feel safe. We might not feel comfortable enough. Yeah, but then we allow this to happen if we're willing, of course. And I asked my grandma in this moment, okay, good, I understand. But who was my grandfather to you before you met him? Before he became your husband? Before he became your quote-unquote family? Who was he to you? Nobody. What does this mean? Even though this was a big realization for me at this moment, for her, it didn't speak that much. But I understand, from nowadays perspective, I really understand why it didn't speak to her that much. It's because when we have played a story in our mind on repeat many times for a long time, many years in most occasions, it just takes time. Takes time to open up to something, and also takes willingness. Yeah, willingness and consistency to open up to a new possibility, to a new story. That something new might be even more true than what we believe in currently. It might be even completely different story that we might find that, oh, that's much more true than what I used to believe in. But she couldn't respond. She couldn't respond to that. And I was trying to tell her. I was realizing it, and I was explaining to her what I'm realizing in the moment, that, well, everybody is your family if you just decide to treat them like family. That's the step. No family, family. No family, taking the step towards suddenly family. We can treat everybody as family because everybody is potentially our family. What does that mean? That it's only our choice. It's only our choice to decide to unify with other people, to unify in goodness, because if we change the label and from family we first call it friend, suddenly it's not just nobody in front of us, somebody, it's a friend. So what do we do with friends? If this is, like, we acknowledge this is a friend, that's another human being, that's a friend. What can I do with a friend? I can talk with them, I can share with them, yeah, I can support them, I can really listen to where they come from, like really understand what they mean, but not so that I can say, no, I don't believe in that, but just to understand why they believe and they think in the way that they do. We're already close. Now, what's the next step? This is another human being. That's a friend. I can love this friend. Be it a woman, be it a man, doesn't matter. I can love this friend. So it becomes more than just a friend. It becomes somebody really close to us, somebody really dear to us. And some people might say this is utopia, but I would say that's our capability. We are capable of that. Just because we're humans, we are capable of shifting the perspective from the narrative we have now to the narrative where others we consider as our family, not because they're related to us in a sense that we are like in the same bloodline, but because there is another human being that has thoughts, that has feelings, that has their own experiences, their own journey, their own understanding, their own healing, their own problems, their own solutions, their own joy, their own inspiration, their own beautiful heart that expresses itself as a living being, as life. Because essentially that's what we all are. And that's what unifies us the most. We are life. We're beautiful. So from this perspective, aren't we all a big family? Yep, we are. We can love the stranger which is in front of us. We do not need to agree if they're doing something hurtful, but we can still love them. For we know deep in ourselves that they are like us. They've just had different journey. We've had different journeys. But now, coming back to the truth, to who we truly are, we can accept them as our family. This doesn't mean that we have to stay with them, to fix them, to change them. None of that. But we can absolutely acknowledge them for who they are and for the same capabilities that we have by recognizing them, in the other person. Because if we are capable of forgiving, of enjoying life, of rejoicing, of loving another human being unconditionally, supporting, caring, being kind, they can too. And exactly like my grandmother and my grandfather, before they met, They were just strangers. Then they became family. So what stops everybody else just to consider other humans as family and act accordingly? Meaning with kindness, with love, with support, with understanding, with acceptance. Yeah? With acceptance. Because we are unique in the regard that we have our super unique journeys. But what unifies us is who we are beneath our journeys. Who we are and can be when we meet with each other. We can rejoice, we can dance, we can laugh, we can create with beauty and with goodness. Or we can say, oh no, that's another human being. I don't know them. Or we can start changing this within and being able to feel that another person, another human being is as precious as we are, as loving as we can also be. Or maybe we are more loving than them in this present moment. But the possibility, the probability, our capabilities, it's already there. Because we all come from life. And it's possible. So yeah, everybody can be your family. If you choose to treat them like that, if you choose to love them and forgive them and accept them, to care for them, to be kind, to be good, to express goodness, which is an essential part of who we are anyways. This is the first thing that we are. We are goodness and peace. First two things, goodness and peace. And we find those things in ourselves. Yep, first and foremost, we find them in ourselves, and only then can we recognize that they're ever present in others too. We can start seeing them then. Beautiful. Everybody can be your family if we choose to treat them like family. We love with respect, with kindness. Yep, sounds easier said than done. I know that, but we have to make the first step towards doing it. It might take us, I don't know, it might take us forever. It might take us our lifetime to change this. But what a gift, what a blessing if we started doing this right now. And the fruits that we'll bear from this, beyond imagination. Gratitude, joy, happiness, just being at ease with yourself, not feeling unsafe in your body, trusting other people, trusting yourself, being able to be who you are, to express this pure childlike expression that we all carry inside, of inspiration, of joy, of playfulness, of awe, of curiosity and adventure. Beautiful things. And we can express them through this mature body, or more mature body. We can start expressing them in different ways, creating more beauty and more unity in the world. And coming back to the topic of utopia, it is utopia, because utopia is in us. It's not out there, it's not a concept. It's a fact. And it lives inside of us. And if we choose to start seeing it, we would start also manifesting it. First in ourselves, in the world, in the immediate environment around us. And bit by bit, it will grow. Because that's what life does. It grows. Love you all, guys. See you soon. Ciao.